Ever feel like you're missing something? Like you're trying to read a language you were never taught? You notice her late night texts, her deep questions about your life, and you file them away as just friendly. But what if I told you that most men make a classic mistake here? They see the individual friendly gestures, but they miss the larger picture she's painting. These aren't random acts of kindness, gentlemen. They are often subtle signals, invitations that get lost in translation. She's communicating in a language of nuance that most men, conditioned for directness, completely fail to see. In this video, we're going to decode 16 of these conversational and emotional cues, and you'll want to pay very close attention to sign number 12, because it's the one test, the one signal, that you absolutely cannot afford to misinterpret. Okay, so let's start with the most fundamental sign, who is driving the conversation. You might notice she's the one sending the first good morning text. When the conversation dies down, she's the one who revives it with a new question. The common mistake is to write this off as her just being chatty or maybe a little bored. Not at all. But let me tell you, gentlemen, in a world of endless distractions, a person's attention is their most valuable currency. A younger woman with many social options doesn't invest this kind of energy without purpose. This isn't about just talking. It's about building. Each text is a plank she's laying down, building a bridge to you. She's investing, and the smart move is to recognize that and match her energy. Now, a woman might ask anyone for an opinion on a movie, but pay attention when the questions shift from the superficial to the substantial. What's your perspective on this career move? Or how would you handle this situation with my family? Here's the trap: seeing yourself merely as a mentor. You feel a sense of pride, offer guidance, and completely miss the romantic undertone of placing yourself in the friend zone. The reality is, she is often vetting you as a potential partner. By asking for your guidance on real-life matters, she's evaluating your mind, your values, your stability. She's not just looking for an answer. She's looking at how you think. In essence, she's auditioning you for a role that goes far beyond mentorship. Anyone can say, "You look nice today." It's pleasant, but often it's just a social script. The real signal to watch for is when her compliments go deeper. "I really admire how calm you are under pressure. You have a way of speaking that makes people listen." Men often let these profound statements just slide by. They'll offer a quick "thank you" and move on, treating it like any other compliment. But this isn't about your shirt. It's about your substance. She is signaling that she sees and values the qualities you've spent a lifetime building. She is explicitly telling you what she finds attractive, and it has nothing to do with the surface. She's drawn to the man you asterisk. Listen closely for the way she talks about the future. It's subtle. "Oh, you love to sail? I've always wanted to learn." Or, "Next time that band is in town, we should definitely go." The mistake is to hear these as simple, hypothetical daydreams, completely disconnected from you. That's nice, you might think, and the moment passes. But this is a classic psychological technique called future pacing. These aren't just idle wishes. These are trial balloons. She is planting small seeds in your mind, painting a picture of a shared future to see how you'll react. She's testing the waters for the idea of a we. A woman's vulnerability is rarely offered lightly. So, a key sign is when she begins to let her guard down. She might confide in you about a fear, a struggle at work, or a past hurt. The typical male reaction is to shift into fix-it mode. You see a problem, you want to provide a solution. You interpret her vulnerability as a simple request for help, a sign of trust between friends. But when a woman shows you her vulnerability, she is not always asking for a solution. It's a test. She's offering you a glimpse into her inner world to see if you have a safe emotional harbor. Can you simply sit with her in that feeling without trying to fix it? She's seeing if you can provide not just answers, but authentic emotional security. Alright, on to a sign that trips up so many men. She might make a lighthearted joke about your old school taste in music or your disciplined routine. It's a playful jab, usually with a smile. The mistake is to take this personally. A man with a fragile ego might get defensive, feeling mocked or disrespected. But let me tell you, this teasing is a form of flirtation. It's a test of your confidence. She's poking the bear, not to hurt it, but to see if it's a strong, grounded bear. Are you comfortable in your own skin? A calm, confident man will laugh it off, maybe even tease her back gently. This signals that you're not intimidated, and it builds a fun, flirtatious dynamic. and it builds a fun, flirtatious dynamic. Last week, you might have mentioned the name of your childhood pet or a minor frustration at work. This week, she brings it up. How did that project you were annoyed with turn out? Men are notorious for missing the significance here. They just think, wow, she has a good memory, and don't assign any emotional weight to it. You have to understand people's minds are filters. We retain what we value. The fact that she's cataloging the small details of your life is a powerful sign that you occupy significant space in her mind. She isn't just listening. She is actively collecting information because she is genuinely invested in who you are. A theme might start to emerge in your conversations. She might complain about the immaturity of guys her age, their lack of direction, or their inability to hold a real conversation. The common misinterpretation is to see this as just venting. You might even offer sympathetic advice, again putting yourself in that detachmental role. But gentlemen, this is almost never just complaining. It's a signal sent directly to you. By highlighting the flaws of her peers, she is, by contrast, highlighting the very qualities she values in you, your maturity, your stability, your experience. She's not just telling you what she doesn't want. She's telling you that you represent what she does. Now, before we continue, and especially before we break down the crucial sign at number 12, take a moment. If these insights are resonating with you, let me know down in the comments. Our goal here is to help you navigate the world with wisdom and confidence. Join our community and subscribe for more. All right, let's get back to it. A younger woman interested in an older man is often aware of the age gap. So, you may notice her making a conscious effort to show you she's not a typical girl her age. She'll talk about her career ambitions, her preference for quiet nights in, or her old soul sensibilities. Where men go wrong is they don't see this as a deliberate act. They might be impressed, but they see it as just a personality trait, not as communication directed at them. The deeper meaning is that she is preemptively addressing your potential objections. She is reassuring you that the chronological difference doesn't mean an emotional or intellectual one. She's showing you she's a viable partner. This brings us back to where we started. It's past 11 p.m. and your phone lights up. It's not a superficial text. It's something deeper. What's the biggest lesson you've learned in your life? Or are you truly happy with your path? The mistake is to categorize this as just a late night pad. But you have to understand the context. The night is a time of intimacy. These are not questions one asks a casual friend. She is using the quiet hours to bypass the superficial and explore your inner world. She is hungry for your wisdom and perspective. This is a direct attempt to build real emotional intimacy. She doesn't just want to know how you are. She wants to know who you are. Now, this one is powerful because it often happens subconsciously. You'll notice that when you lean forward, she leans forward. You cross your arms, and a moment later, she does too. This is called mirroring. Most men are completely oblivious to this dance. They're focused on the words, not the silent signals. But mirroring is a primal, subconscious sign of rapport and attraction. It's her brain's way of saying, I am like you. We are in sync. It's an involuntary physical sign that she feels a bond, and her interest is so deep, it's compelling her body to align with yours. Gentlemen, this is the sign you cannot afford to miss. It is the most sophisticated and most misinterpreted test of them all. A woman attracted to a grounded, masculine man will subtly test his frame. This isn't the same as playful teasing. This is more pointed. She might challenge your opinion on a serious topic, disagree strongly, or even get a bit flaky or emotional just to see how you react. The colossal mistake is to react emotionally, to get defensive, to get angry or needy. If you do this, you have failed the test. You've shown that your emotional state is fragile and dependent on her actions. The deeper meaning is that she is testing the strength of your masculine core. Is he truly that calm, confident, unshakable rock? The correct move is to remain unperturbed, state your opinion calmly, give her space if she's emotional. By remaining a calm emotional center, you don't just pass the test, you become the prize. Pay attention to how she talks about her friends to you, or you to them. You might hear, my friends are so excited to finally meet you, or I was telling my best friend about you the other day. Men hear this and think nothing of it. It's just social chatter. But what's really happening is that you are transitioning from an acquaintance to a character in the story of her life. She is socializing the idea of you within her inner circle. It's a significant step toward making you a more permanent fixture. When she talks about things she'd like to do, notice the pattern. Is she focused on expensive dinners and gifts? Or is she talking about visiting a farmer's market, taking a hike to a waterfall you mentioned? Or learning a skill that you have. The deeper meaning lies in her desire for connection over transaction. A woman genuinely attracted to the man himself will seek experiences that foster real bonding. She is signaling that she wants your time and your presence more than anything else. Her attraction is to you, the man, not you, the provider. This is another subtle, almost subliminal sign. Listen for the voice she uses only with you. Her tone might become softer, her language more gentle. The change can be slight, but it's powerful. This is incredibly easy to miss. But this shift is the auditory equivalent of her letting her guard down. The professional, assertive shell she uses to navigate the world can melt away when she's with you, replaced by a softer energy. She is, without a word, signaling that she feels safe and comfortable in your presence. Finally, the most direct sign of all, yet one that men still manage to downplay. She will say it outright. I appreciate that you're so stable. Or, it's refreshing to talk to someone with your life experience. The biggest mistake is to brush this off with false humility. Oh, we're just old. Or, well, you learn a few things. What you're actually doing is invalidating her attraction. She is handing you a gift, the very reason for her interest, and you're handing it back. The correct move is to accept it with quiet confidence. A simple, thank you, I appreciate you noticing that, is all it takes. You validate her perception and affirm that you are indeed the mature, stable man she's drawn to. So, there you have it. These 16 signs are not a simple checklist. They are windows into her psychology, subtle communications that can paint a rich portrait of her interest. The real takeaway is this, gentlemen. A younger woman's attraction to an older man is often rooted in his grounded character and emotional stability. She communicates this interest not through loud gestures, but through quiet acts of trust and vulnerability. Your job is not to become a detective hunting for clues. It is to become more aware, more present, more attuned to the emotional currents in your interactions. By understanding these signs, you're not learning tricks. You're learning to speak a more nuanced language of connection. The most attractive thing you can do is to calmly and confidently be the man she already believes you to be. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.